giving away yourself in the bathroom at games, at my son's football game, I ain't going for it. Hopefully I instill some fear in her. I mean, look like it ain't work. What y'all talking about? Jay-Z would never. Jay-Z ain't got my baby mom. Beyonce would never.
Hold up, she pulling it up. Yeah, since we gotta bring old stuff out.
Like, I just want to let you know I'm gonna see if you can swim. I don't even know what that means. I don't know what that means. That girl ain't dog you out. All that girl said was you be busy. Tell that bitch I'm taking out my wheel in the morning.
Be taking from me. Come on now.
You call my
wait, ma, pause it. Pause it, ma, real quick.
Taking out my wheel.
When I was 15, I had a big old block party. Everybody in BR could vouch. I had a big old block party. This man gave me a big old stack of money.
5 bands.
He gave me a big old stack of money, y'all. Guess what? Soon as everybody left, guess what? He got that back, put that in a bank account. I couldn't even use it. Come on now. I've been getting stuff took from him. So y'all instead of saying, you gonna miss out, you gonna miss out. If that mean I've been missing out. Come on now.
What's going on, people? It's your boy HG, and welcome to Ears to the Street, where fact and entertainment meet. So we gonna get off into this Boosie situation right quick with his daughter. You know, I just watched the videos. They going back and forth on, you know, Instagram, IG, internet, whatever you want to call it. And, you know, I seen her video when she's in the car riding and talking live. And then I seen Boosie's video when he's driving, talking live as well. And, you know, it's a family situation. It's been made public. You know, he claims that, you know, she's been having sex with boys in bathrooms, which is totally out of order. He's not perfect. He's, you know, been through whatever he's been through. I don't know him personally. I don't know what type of father he is. I don't know the young lady personally. I don't know what type of daughter she is or person she is overall. But one thing I can say about this whole situation is, what about the mother? Now, it's one thing to be going back and forth on the internet, but it's another thing as a mother to sit there and be co-signing everything your 15-year-old daughter has to say. Obviously, you have some type of problem with Boosie. And that's the thing. The mother is the one who has sole custody of the girl. So if the girl is having sex with boys in bathrooms, not saying it's her sole responsibility, because they're both parents, it should be both of their responsibilities to, you know, raise their kid appropriately, but she has sole custody. Why are you in the car as a mother co-signing everything your daughter has to say, and you guys are going back and forth like you guys are best friends? Not mother and daughter, but like y'all two homegirls hanging out talking about a NIGGA. No one is like even considering that. We know Boosie, okay, you know, if I was Boosie, I wouldn't be having these conversations online about my family. If, you know, the daughter shouldn't be doing the same thing. They family, they need to be taking care of this, you know, behind closed doors. But we're in the internet era. It is what it is. But the mother, who has sole custody of the daughter, who's more responsible for her day-to-day actions since she has sole custody, why are you in the car like a 15-year-old, like your daughter is, going back and forth and playing old recordings and, you know, airing out Bootsy? You know, it's like, you know, it's just ridiculous. You know, the whole situation is ridiculous. But, you know, I was just thinking, you know, when I was younger and, you know, my father wasn't always in the picture for a nice amount of time. and I know for a fact that my mother, regardless of what he did or what he didn't do, would allow me to go online and sit there and publicly say whatever in a negative way about my father. She wouldn't even allow me to do that without it being the internet, just to her, and vice versa. One time, my father checked me about some stuff I was saying about my mother to him. And he said, you ain't gonna sit here and talk to me about her in that type of manner. And I know my mother would have said the same thing about my father. So when do the parenting really kick in, when it comes to the children in this particular situation? See, regardless if the mother and the father are together or not, they always supposed to be acting in the best interest of the child and acting in the best interest of each other so that the child can have the best circumstances possible. As a mother, you don't want your child's father to, you don't want your child's father to, fall short in any type of way, because if he falls short, that means you fall short in a sense, and that means the daughter falls short in a sense, because now you've lost that support system, and that's vice versa. So this whole family feuding, it's just ridiculous. It's just ridiculous. But I'm just real appalled by the mother just sitting there and chopping it up with her daughter, like they homegirls, like they homegirls. I don't know. Out of this whole situation, I would say, Boosie, I don't know. It's just like this internet thing. I don't know. Maybe it's the internet to blame. A lot of these conversations wouldn't be heard if it wasn't for the internet. But the internet is here. It is what it is. So we have to, have a great deal of, express a great deal of responsibility when dealing with it. And especially when it comes to family business. And with him being a celebrity, I understand it, him being a celebrity, there's, he's in the public's eye, so he got to deal with it in the public. But it seems as if, and I don't know the full facts, but it just seems as if the mother needs to be working with Bootsy to say, okay, she's doing a little too much. Or is she condoning what she's doing? She's okay with it based off Bootsy. She let a 19-year-old boy stay with her and she's only 14. Now, if that's true, we all know that's a no-no. If she's having sex in bathrooms at her little brother's or big brother's gang, whatever, then she's out of control. She made mention to he gave her $5,000 for her birthday, then took it and put it in a bank account. Okay, well, that's not a bad thing. That's if he put it in a bank account for her, and because she said he put it in a bank account and she couldn't touch it. That means, yeah, you have $5,000, but I put it to where you can't touch it right now because maybe you're too young to be having $5,000 and you're not responsible enough. You'll blow through the $5,000 and then you'll be calling asking for another $5,000. Maybe that's why he did that. In regards to, even though this is 14, 15 years too late, as a black man, we got to be, and I don't have any children, but we have to be conscientious of the people you lay down with and who you choosing to, be intimate with the potentiality, to have an offspring with this person. A lot of people, we have situations where people lay down together in their relationships, so they like each other for a short period of time, and then the woman gets pregnant. And as a father, you always should take responsibility for your actions, and any outcome that comes after those actions, you should deal with appropriately. But it also, we have to do a little bit more vetting, and this goes for black men and black women, but I'm speaking from a man's perspective, on the women that we laying down with. You gotta take accountability for that, and and choose wisely. Choose wisely. People will show who they are after a while. If you're dealing with a baby mama who say slick stuff out of her mouth, her line of questioning, how she positions those questions, you got to take into account all those things, because every question you get, they're not just asking just because they want to know. They're asking because they're putting you where they feel they're compartmentalizing you mentally, for whatever agenda they have, or to see if they like you or want to be with you or want to have sex with you. So you're being rated in a sense. So when going the distance with someone or trying to go the distance with someone, make sure you be patient with the situation. Be patient. Everyone has a physical need or want, and don't get so caught up in that to where you'll end up having a baby by a woman that you really can't stand. Because that's what's happening. You're having a baby by a woman you can't stand, and then when she gets pregnant, you don't want to take responsibility of the child, or you just can't stand it to the point where it comes a co-parenting thing, and then that just isn't beneficial for the kid. If you're dealing with someone and you guys are having sex and you're not using protection, you should be asking yourself, do I want to deal with this person for the duration? The least is 18 years, but for the most part, you'll be dealing with this person for the rest of your life if you choose to be in your child's life. So you should want to be in your child's life regardless of the woman that you had a baby with. So just keep that in mind, fellas. Keep that in mind. As for women, it applies to you too. It's the same thing. You like a guy, whatever your agenda is, whether it's long term, whether it's short term, you having unprotected sex. The possibility of you getting pregnant is what it is. It's a high probability. And, you got to make sure that you're dealing with someone that if things don't work out, at least would still do his part in co-parenting and being financially responsible, being emotionally responsible for the child. And hey, if you can't stand them, then, hey, it is what it is. You gotta choose wisely. Choose wisely. A lot of women put themselves in situations where, and it's not all the man's fault, and it's not all the woman's fault. So, you just got to make a wise decision about who you choose to lay down with. And unfortunately, a lot of men and a lot of women, gets too caught up in the physical aspect of it, not really getting to know the person. And after a year or two, you got a newborn baby, but you guys can't stand each other, and the only person that suffers is the child for the most part. So it is what it is, man. I'm your boy HG. Make sure y'all hit that like, subscribe button.
I'm from the streets with a hood and swallow a man. I'm from the streets with a hood and swallow a man. I'm from the